in LinkedIn, in YouTube, in Facebook. We continue with this series, My Gift to You, the 2021 lessons. And today I have a dear friend of mine, Emily Steegstra-Hendrix. I spend with her every single Monday because we work together in how to make our businesses grow. She has an amazing business, and I'm going to link the data below because you will love her. She does easy gardening for people who are living in a city. Yes, can you have plants in a city? Well, she teaches you how, and not only just plants like this one, but plants that you can eat. So you don't need to move to the countryside, and she teaches you how you can eat from your own balcony. So this brilliant woman has agreed to share with us her lessons. I'm so happy to have you with us, Emily.
Thank you for having me, Blanca. It's wonderful. And I'm grateful that you want me to talk to your audience. I mean, really, really thank you.
So, Emily, you're a person who spends so much time with plants. I am so curious because they are so full of wisdom. What is your lesson? What would you tell your younger self, 1 year, 20 years, whatever lesson you want to share with us?
Well, I think you asked me to have this conversation, and I've been thinking because most of the time my experience is that people tend to expect you to tell them what they shouldn't do or what they should do differently. And I personally have a little bit of an issue with that because I think it's too negative. And you know me a little bit longer by now. I totally hate negativity. It's one of my biggest frustrations in life, in people I encounter, in actually our society, I can almost say. And I'm just that kind of person that is, according to my friends, I'm kind of like incurable optimistic. And honestly, I kind of like it that way. It also makes life in a way kind of like easier to cope with. And I've been there a few times in my life with the kind of like the worst period of my life, of course, when I was battling cancer. And I went through that whole scene of life again. I mean, of course, I'm not saying that we are all have to be happy and bright and never admit that things aren't going the way that we want to. And definitely on a chemotherapy ward, it's not kind of like the brightest place to be in life. But if you can't see what is still there on the positive side, it makes it only worse. So and we now all experience, you don't have to go through something as dramatic and drastic and even dangerous as cancer, of course. Over the last 2 years, almost 2 years, with the whole corona pandemic, we've all seen that life throws a whole pile of shit at you. It's just what it is. That's what life is. And I think the ones that are able to kind of like almost welcome, kind of like embrace the shit and then just throw it on a pile and look at, even if it's the tiniest of tiniest little ray of sunshine on the other side, are the ones that are going to thrive. They are the ones that are going to survive. They are the ones that gonna be at the end of the tunnel first. And I think that is something that too many people forget about. It's not that they can't do it, they just forget about it. And then to make kind of like the bridge or the connection to what I do, how I teach people to pay more attention to their health and to eating in a healthy way. And what I mean with eating in a healthy way is not only about the food that is on your plate. Of course, that has to be healthy. And as an urban gardening expert and a sixth generation of female chefs in the family, I think I can say something about what should be on your plate. But for me personally, what I teach my clients, and I think is even more important, is the way in which you consume that healthy food. So sit down around the dining table with your family or loved ones, possibly every single night. Know where your food comes from. Connect with nature. Make a little balcony garden. Have your vegetables on your doorstep. But also connect with your food when it comes to the farmer next door that maybe has a very sustainable and good way of raising animals. And it's or the if you don't have a big garden, like I myself, I mean, I'm not only an urban gardener because it sounds fancy. I'm an urban gardener because I live in town and I don't have a garden. I mean, I have a rooftop terrace, and on there I created my vegetable garden. But of course, I don't have fruit trees or something like that. I don't have a big garden for something like that. So I go to the local farmers that have the fruit trees. I mean, I have a little, well, maybe you wouldn't even call him a farmer. I mean, he has like 5 apple trees and 10 pear trees, and you can sell. I mean, he sells the fruits because it's too much for him and his family. That is also what I consider healthy eating. Beautiful. So it's not only the food in vitamins and minerals and balanced and ingredients. It's more also healthy, building a healthy relationship with food. And I think due to, again, all the negativity, the whole world when it comes to food is only focused on what is not allowed. You can't eat too much bread. You can't eat carbs. You can't eat fat. You can't eat sugar. You can't eat salt. You can't. That disturbs our relationship also with the food. I think the whole negativity disturbs relationships in general, but our society is also very focused on disturbing our relationship with food. And if it's balanced and if it's in moderation, my opinion is you can eat everything. Mm-hmm. It's just healthier to eat more of certain things than of other things. But that doesn't mean that you can't treat yourself on that piece of chocolate or that nice piece of meat if you're a meat lover, or that big plate of pasta if you're, if that's what you're craving for. It's just the healthy relationship in food is here.
Yeah, absolutely. Emily, we have started a game, and I think we're like doing what you're saying in a little way in this little family. Before, what we did when we cooked, it was to guess the ingredients. So all the 4 of us, we were guessing the ingredients. And now we're doing another game in which we say, okay, we're writing all the ingredients. It's a very simple recipe. It has tomatoes, it has pasta. Let's think about all the people who have to do with us having this food. Who do we have to be grateful to? To the people who drove the trucks, to the people who sold it, to the people who grew it, to the people who packaged it, to the people. And we're entering into this kind of rampage of love for every single person that's behind the food. And it's just such a joy. And the children just get so excited, and they give us all the love towards the food that is an expansive experience. I think the audience can copy this idea, please do.
Yeah,
enjoy it.
Absolutely. I love it. Yeah. No, and it is also, I mean, if you can find a nice way of connection with nature, with other people, and with your inner self of being grateful, that gives so much positivity in life again, that then when things turn for the worst, even, it's easier to turn around and look at that tiny little bright ray of sunlight.
Yeah. Oh, it moved me so much that you say that, and that you mentioned your experience with cancer. And clop, clop, clop. I haven't had that experience, and
Thank God.
sometimes I feel miserable. I mean, I see people who have suffered, and then you get kind of this, I don't know, an extra boost of energy. Like, yeah, it's a great day, but let's have a cup of tea. Or let's look at the bright side of life.
Exactly.
Oh, how delightful. Well, this is for today, guys. I see you tomorrow with another lesson for this year. Follow Emily, learn how to grow your tomatoes, and now you know how to enjoy them on your plate. Have a wonderful day.